Hi guys, Krystle here. I'm one of QC Makeup Academy's graduates and student ambassadors. I have completed the Master International Makeup course and I have completed the Pro workshop. I'm still currently doing the FX course, but I'll get there. So QC is amazing. I think I say that in all my videos about 30,000 times, but it really truly is. So I'm a mum with 5 kids, 3 boys and 2 girls, aging from 14 all the way down to 10 months. So they're all scattered through there and quite a handful and very busy most of the time. But with QC, it's just made life doable, my dreams doable. I've always wanted to be a makeup artist, and now being able to study such a high quality course online, that's exactly what I am. It's out of this world amazing. But 3 of my children, I've got 3 boys and 2 girls. The 3 boys have severe autism. So my 14-year-old, he is on the lower aspect of it all. So he's a level 1, high functioning. And then my 6-year-old and my 3-year-old, they're level 3, which is very low functioning. They need help with everyday life. They have trouble to do anything really except for what they want to do, which I find is really common with autistic kids, but hey, that's them. So my 6-year-old and my 3-year-old are completely non-verbal, which means they do not talk. My 6-year-old, he's never even said mum or I love you or anything like that, which is heartbreaking in its own way, but you see them fascinated by something and he'll try and say that word as hard as he can and he just can't get it out. But every day is different. Every day is something new for us. Routine is strict, always very, very strict. But every day is something new, something different and a new challenge and something new for River and Maverick to come across. And I'm just there to do it with them. It's just, I suppose, having special needs children just makes life that little bit more exciting in a way. But yeah, without QC, I would never have been able to take the time for me and study. Because of the needs for my kids are so high, even my neurotypical kids, they still need me, obviously. So me being able to physically leave the house to do a course was asking too much of me, of my life. So I just couldn't do it. But when I stumbled across QC, it was just absolutely life-changing. So pretty much my whole life revolves around being the best mom I could be for my kids, which I suppose a lot of parents out there can relate and say that's all they want to be as well, the best parent they can be. But when you have children on the spectrum with such high needs like I do, you kind of have to stop being a parent and become their carer as well. You need to have 100 hats on at once and you're not trained for any of them. But no, I don't know, my boys have a lot of support. So we have occupational therapists, educational therapists, and speech therapists that come to the house weekly to see all of them at different times, of course. But so I have to continue that therapy throughout the week. Like if I don't continue what they just learned, by the time next week comes, what they just learned has gone and we need to start back at scratch. So it's like a constant fighting game just to try and feed their brains as much as you can. So a little bit about autism spectrum disorder. My boys were diagnosed at about 2, just after 2, before 2.5 between them. They both just started showing signs of not meeting their milestones, so not talking, limited eye contact. They were very fixated on things, so you couldn't change certain things. Like if I changed the blanket on one of my son's beds, it was like the worst thing that could ever happen in the world. Refused to sleep in there. Their diets were very limited. What they used to eat, they decided they didn't like anymore. Their social skills are terrible. They do not like people unless it's me or their dad at all. They don't even get along with each other or their sisters. It's actually quite crazy. So the funny thing is about autism is it's just how different it is for everybody. So nobody will have the same story to tell you about their children's diagnosis. It's such a wide spectrum, so that's why it's called autism spectrum disorder, that it's just, there's just so much to fit under one little label, and it is really, really hard to explain in a whole. But like I said, everybody's experience with it will be different. Everybody's children who has autism are different. You can't just look at someone and say, oh, they're autistic, because you can't tell. They are different in their own self, in their own way. And also a lot of children that have autism have a lot of other issues as well. Like my boys have autism, then they've got sensory processing disorder, and they've got global developmental delay. So sensory processing disorder is linked to autism a lot because it is a sensory thing. But yeah, so sensory processing disorder has a lot to do with obviously sensory stuff. So the way the boys see and feel the world is very different to them. You've got two different types of sensory processing disorder. So people that seek out sensory stimulus, like they love the touch and the feel and the smell and the sound of things. And then you've got ones that try and hide from it. They don't like sound, they don't like light, they don't like certain textures. And it's just crazy, like I said, how different it is. My 3-year-old Maverick, he hates sound, light, textures, anything like that. But then my 6-year-old River, who has exactly the same diagnosis, he loves to turn things up and flick and flash the lights, and he just is completely, they're on the complete opposite ends of the spectrum with the same diagnosis. That's what I mean by it is such a wide range is involved in diagnosing these kids. So not one kid is the same. And then global developmental delay is just meaning they're behind where they should be compared to their peers. So obviously having autism, my 6-year-old's mentality, he's got a 3-year-old's mentality. And my 3-year-old, he's been his psychiatrist has said he's at about a 1-year-old. So they're always going to be delayed, but that doesn't mean they're never going to catch up. They might catch up, and they might catch up faster than others. They may never catch up, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to love them anyway, the way they are. But it's a very big learning experience, trying to learn and talk and educate people about autism, especially the older generation. I find they have a little bit more trouble understanding it, and they like to look at them like they're just naughty, but they're not. They don't mean to be the way they're being. But again, like I said, without QC, I'd never be able to have the time for myself. And my boys are so demanding of my time that I need to do something to me, or I was going to go crazy. So like I said, QC's just helped me so much. It has brought me out of the funk that I never thought I'd be able to come out of. When I got the news that my children had got their diagnosis for autism, a little part of me inside was crushed, obviously, like thinking about the struggles they're going to have forever, and you know how mean other kids can be, and you know how hard life is going to be for us now. But finding QC and doing something for myself changed that thought in my head. It made me think of there was a positive side to this. Like, I can still do something for myself, I can still be me, and I can still be an amazing mum. So I highly recommend anybody that's sitting at home right now with special needs kids that are like, want to do something for yourself but just don't know what or don't know how, hop onto QC's webpage and seriously have a good read and a good look, because I promise you, you will not regret it. They have so many courses out there. Well, not out there, they have so many courses with QC that you can pick and choose from whatever you want. And then once you've signed up and paid for a course, the discounts that come with them after that are just amazing. The kit that you get is amazing. Like, you literally don't even need to have a makeup brush or have a makeup kit at home, and you can start this course and do amazing. Like, the support that the tutors give you, the support that the other students give you, it's out of this world next level. Like, me, I'd never picked up a makeup brush until I enrolled in QC, and where my work is at now, a year later, is just insane. I never thought I could be doing some of the things that I'm doing now. I haven't started taking on clients yet because I still feel like I want to learn more. I want to master everything that QC has to offer before I actually take the next step and start my career. But I want to work on TV. I want to be the next person on the soap shows, like working behind the scenes, giving them their blowouts and doing their makeup. and getting paid heaps for it. And QC is going to make that possible for me, and they will make that possible for you too. You just need to be brave and try. It's 2021 and it's still early on in 2021. So I say just get on the net, Google QC, and I promise you will not regret it. I promise. See, QC has just helped me be me. Like I said, with the demand of my boys and of our days and of their therapy sessions and just even cooking dinner and doing the washing and everything you got to do for 5 kids, it's insane. And a husband that works. So it's pretty much down to me, even though I put him to work as soon as he gets home. But QC has helped me be me. QC has helped me feel a little less overworked, I suppose, and a little bit more appreciated in myself. I actually feel like I'm doing something that's productive for me. Like, I'm always doing productive things for my children, but I'm never actually doing something that's productive for me. So one day they're all going to be at school and they're not going to need me all day, every day like they do now. And I want to be able to provide for them in a way that is more than just going and getting a part-time job, or, you know, something that doesn't need any learning or any experience in. I want something that I can have a career in. I want to make sure that the time I'm spending away from my children is actually going to lead to something. And with QC, they've made that possible. Well, I think I've covered as much as I can when it comes to autism and being a mum and studying, because like I said, the spectrum's so huge, you cannot cover it all, and no one person's story is going to be the same. So this is just my story, and this is how my life goes and how I feel. And obviously there's a lot missed out in between, but we could be here for hours if I was just kept talking about my kids and the way my life is. But I highly recommend QC Makeup Academy. It has brought me to a place in my life where I love life, not just love being a mum and doing my mum things. I love me. There's something now that's more than just being a mum. I'm a makeup artist, and I never thought I'd actually be able to say that. And that's all thanks to QC Makeup Academy. So I highly, highly, highly recommend just getting on the net, Googling them, having a look at what they had to offer. The virtual classroom offers a 2-week trial period. So if you're thinking about joining the classes and you're not too sure, you can hop on the virtual classroom for 2 weeks. You can join it temporarily just to get a feel whether you like it or not. But I promise you, as soon as you're in that virtual classroom, you're going to fall in love. It's like my addiction. I'm in the virtual classroom so often, it's not even funny. It's like, that is my Facebook now. I don't use normal Facebook. I just use my QC virtual classroom. But anyway, if you like this video, I'd love you to like and subscribe. Give QC a follow. Even my own personal Instagram will be down linked below. So I'd love to hear any of your thoughts. Anybody that has any similar experiences to me, I'd love to hear them. But yeah, so please, anybody that's interested in being a makeup artist, please check out QC before you check out anywhere else. But no, thanks for listening. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you soon.